Hey guys, Cajun Resell here, back at you with a fun little challenge video. Today, the challenge video is basically going to be called the No Comps Challenge. So type in hashtag No Comps Challenge at the top of the YouTube search, and you'll be able to see everybody else that's competing. Essentially, we have 30 minutes to pick out 3 items without doing any comps on the items. So I picked the thrift store that's in Ponchatoula, Louisiana. I'm going to show y'all all the clips, and then I'm going to come back with a summary at the end of what I think each item is worth and the average sales price. So basically the sales price is going to be the average sold buy it now listings, last 4 of those for, on eBay that shows for this item. So let's get started with this challenge and see how it goes. This is pretty much the entrance to this thrift store. First thing I see when I go into the thrift store is usually hats. That's the first thing I check. I didn't see any hats this time, but this is the shoes on the left and all the miscellaneous and household home goods stuff on the right. Kayla, help me out here. There is so many pots and pans here. I have no idea what I'm looking at, and I only had, like I said, I only had 30 minutes, so I don't really check most of these. I do check this one. You can't really see it because I'm not very good at this GoPro, but I think it might be Revere wear, but the handle was missing on it, and it was in pretty bad condition overall. This one is maybe even worse condition. I start to look at pots and pans, then I'm like, I gotta go find something that, I know will make me money. So I decided to give up on those for the moment being and go on. And here's on the left is all the coffee mugs. I was just scanning those real quickly to see if anything stood out or not. Nothing really stood out to me about those. So after that, I decided to go to the video games, which are always right here. Unfortunately, the GoPro doesn't really cover most of these. You can see kind of the bottom of the games, but I looked through them. I don't see any games that I recognize as being profitable, so that's a no for me. I try to open them to see if the game's even there, and they have it sealed with tape, so, and I don't think that game, Dragon Age, I don't think it was worth it. Not positive or not. Obviously, I'm not able to do any comps here, so I'm flying blind trying to pick out some stuff that might be good. I do look at that little fight simulator. I do put that on reserve just in case I need a quick item at the end. I'm not really sure if it's going to be worth it or not, but I do stash it just in case I need an item at the end. It's for my 3rd item. If y'all haven't ever played Civilization, I wasted many an hour playing that game whenever I was a kid. That game was awesome. It's fun whenever you're trying to take over the world, so yeah, I might have been an evil dictator at one point on that game. After looking at those for a little bit, I decided to give up on that section and go to a different section. This is all the books. Katie reads, you'd have a field day there. There's a ton of books. If you like VHS, they've got them. Obviously, I don't have time to look through all those VHS and try and find the one diamond in the rough VHS if there are any. Which there are some, obviously. There's always value in every category. You can think like, oh, there's nothing in these Walmart shirts. Well, you never know what one Walmart shirt might actually be worth money. You just never know. Here's one of my favorite sections, the electronics. These are all like big box TVs. Some of these can actually be worth a decent amount of money, so I'm just scanning them real quick to see if I see any. I see the pink TV, which reminds me of one I already have at my house that I've never actually listed, but it has some value. It's this pink Disney TV. It's on the right. I do actually wind up picking this up, so that's item number 1 for this challenge. I don't show myself grabbing it because it was a chore to try and get back there to get to that TV, but I do actually grab that TV, and that is my first item entry into this no comps challenge because I had previous history of what I thought it was worth. Now the one I have has the remote and also has the little rabbit ears or whatever you want to call them on the top, along with the DVD player. So this one's not going to be worth as much, but I did choose that as my first item to enter. These are some shoes. I didn't see any shoes that were worth it. I did find one pair of, I think it was Jordans or something, but the second I did this shoe test where you basically crinkle the shoe, they immediately fell apart. So I definitely did not buy those. Here are some hats. Hats can be good money. I like selling hats. If you don't sell hats, you should definitely look at them if you see any. The one I was looking at right there was like a Lowe's Jimmy Johnson hat. Had kind of flames. You can kind of see it up in the upper left right there. I just didn't think it was worth it. It wasn't in the greatest condition, and Jimmy Johnson is one of the least favorite drivers of a lot of people, including me. But I do look at more hats here, and I'm just gonna let the audio play for a little bit. Of course, I have to check out the Plush. That's a given. I've been finding a lot of that one recently. Noid, the Domino's mascot. I haven't been picking them up, and this thrift store isn't like my thrift stores where I get them for 20 or 25 cents. That was probably going to be $4 or $5 for that plush, and I don't think I've never sold it, so I wasn't going to buy that to enter into this challenge, because that'd probably be the item that I would ship to whoever won, because it probably wouldn't be worth it. I haven't actually looked it up. I should look it up, shouldn't I? That would be good to do. But this is the toy section of this thrift store. This is a complete mess. This whole thrift store really is a mess. It's Ponchatoula Thrift in Ponchatoula, Louisiana. This thing has stuff thrown everywhere. There's probably value in here somewhere. I just didn't feel like digging for it, and maybe that makes me a bad reseller, but eventually I will get in there and dig for it. But like I said, I only had 30 minutes, so I had to kind of hurry and not waste too much time in one section, because there's a ton of sections here. This is just, I think they get these toys, they just throw them back here and just say, have at it, because they don't have any set prices on anything. It's basically, once you bring it up to the register, you get to negotiate, which can be fun, because that means you get to negotiate. Usually at Goodwill's, there ain't no negotiating going on. It's either you pay their price or you don't pay their price. These are some random knickknacks and stuff like that. I don't know these without looking them up or using Google Lens, so I don't pick any of that up. There's bikes as well that I just pass up on. This glove might have been worth it. It was a kind of a kid's glove. If it had been an adult glove, I probably would have picked it up, because it probably would have only been less than $5. And a lot of gloves, I think that was Rawlings maybe, the brand. And these vacuums as well. I don't know enough about vacuums to pick one up without comping it, unless it's like Electrolux or one of those really good brands of vacuums. And I didn't see any good brands there. And then even for this challenge, it'd be hard to kind of do that, because I'd be parting it out probably, so you'd have to pick one part to count as part of this challenge, I think. I go back here just to see if I see anything that sticks out to me. It's a lot of furniture and other big items, so I don't see anything that sticks out to me. So I do look around for a little bit just to see, and you can just see how much stuff is in this thrift store. If you ever want to come see it and pick it, let me know. I'll come with you and guide you around the store, because it's a huge mess. This little camcorder is entry number 2. This was in a bag. I was at that pink TV, and I just happened to look down, and I see this bag right here that's in front of you, and this little camcorder was in it. It's a Sony handheld camcorder, and those have really good value. Only problem with this one was I had no way of testing it, so I had to use this as my entry, but I had to do for parts only. Still, it's worth a decent amount of money, so I do pick it up because of that. Here I'm looking at some more shoes, just hoping that something sticks out to me. These, I think they actually might have had a price on them, like $10 or $15, something like that. I don't know boots / shoes enough without looking them up, so I do not pick those up. I also look at more electronics, which are right here. I don't pick any of these electronics up. It just didn't look like anything that'd be worth it to me, value-wise, so I don't pick any of these up either. I did test the Disney Pink TV. It took me a while. It probably took me 5 or 10 minutes to find the silly cord to test that thing. But I did test it, so at least I did test it. It does work, so I can put that in the listing. And obviously, it's good to know before you buy it, because if I buy it and it doesn't work, then it's really not worth anything at all. A come back to this section just to see if I missed anything. Since I've already got 2 items now on my list, I'm just looking for a 3rd item right now. Cheers to 40 years, all you people that are about to be 40 years old. If you want that, let me know. But yeah, I keep looking. These are back at the mugs. I went back to look at the cooking stuff as well. Didn't see anything, and I'm just trying to find that last item right now. All this stuff, I don't really know blankets and stuff like that very well, so in theory, there's probably something in there worth a decent amount of money, but I don't know it. Here I find some more electronics. I see some remotes. Some remotes can be good money. If they have the little screen on them, like the LCD screen, the remotes, those can be pretty valuable. So that's what I was looking for there, was a remote that might have had some value to it. I look at that little Playmation thing, it's not going to be worth more than what the price was on it, which was like a dirt cheap price, I think. So I do actually look at some clothing eventually, but here I'm just scanning these aisles right here. This is a lot of DVDs on the going to be up on the right or left now as I turn, but it's a lot of DVDs and CDs, and I didn't find anything. There's paintings as well right there. I don't know those either. But these are a ton of DVDs. I don't spend too much time looking at them because unless I find a really good one, and there's a random video game stuck in there, unless I find a really good one, I'm not going to know it unless I've sold it in the past, and I haven't really sold many DVDs for a lot of money. If you can find some of the sealed seasons of DVDs, some of those can be worth it. Like Little Britain, I think I sold that one time and used for like 30 or 40 bucks, but the chances of finding that aren't going to be great. I go back to the VHS for some reason. I don't know why. I'm just hoping that one of those horror VHSs sticks out and lets me pick it. I actually do leave at Disney Pink TV, but we'd already agreed on a price, so I wasn't afraid of anybody taking it, and that's why I leave that there instead of just bringing it up to the register. And the camcorder, she actually took that up to the register for me to hold it, so that's why you see neither one of those items in my hands right now. Here I'm just looking through stuff, bags of stuff. Unfortunately, you're not going to be able to see much because the GoPro's not really showing what I'm looking at. So I'm trying to show it. I show this little lunchbox looking thing. I'm not sure exactly who that is or what character it is, but I do look through a lot of stuff over here. I'm actually about to get in trouble in a second for looking over here. There was a sign, I think, that said do not go back in this area, so whoops. I'm just trying to make some money. I'm trying to make y'all some money by picking y'all's items, so you're going to get that interaction in a minute or two, I think. So I'm going to let this video run for a second and hear the conversation that goes on. Yeah. Okay.
He's got a lot of stuff back there that'll really cut you.
Yeah.
Do a lot of things back there. Yeah.
Here I'm looking through clothing, really grasping at straws. I'm looking at clothing, but y'all heard that conversation. Basically, he said the owner doesn't want you back there. There's a lot of stuff back there that can cut you and stuff like that. So I understand why they don't, but it's hard for me to look at the items if you don't actually display them to me. So I'm not sure how I'm supposed to buy stuff if you don't want me to go and look at it. Of course, I got to go back to the Plush, right? I find a random video game in there as well. See that light bright? I think I did check that in a previous thing and it wasn't complete. I'm not sure exactly if it had much value to it, but I did at least look in it, and I don't think it had all the pieces. But here I'm just looking at the Plush again. I was thinking, like, I gotta get a Plush, right? I gotta have a stuffed animal in there somewhere, but I just didn't see one that stuck out to me. Like, I was looking for, a Build-A-Bear Pokemon or Build-A-Bear something, some really good stuff, just something that stuck out to me and I knew would have value to it, but I didn't find one, and that's why there will be no Plush in this. That little guy is not really worth it either. He had a little stain on him, and he just didn't look like he was worth it to me. This little guy looks cool, but I wind up not picking him up. He's stuck to something else right now. I did think about picking him up, but I didn't remember exactly what it was from. If you know what it was from, let me know. There's lots of other cool plush in here as well. I just don't see any that are going to make me money. And like I said earlier, probably a couple minutes ago, they don't charge my 25 cents that I'm used to. So it probably would have been $5 or $6 for one of those little plush. Alright, here's the final decisions. I got the TV. I'm about to go in here. I'm about to start a conversation with the lady to negotiate for the final price. So enjoy the last part of this video. The last item I pick up is that little fight simulator that I stashed earlier. So here we go.
You ready? Is that your camera on?
Yep.
What kind of body cam is that?
It's just a GoPro.
Huh?
It's just a GoPro.
Okay.
So you don't want me to set this up there? I'll just leave it down here. Some PC game. Flight simulator.
Okay. I'm trying to see because I it's still gonna be that much. $5.
Alright.
Let me get it together. $22. Okay. You put that in the bag for me.
I got it.
Okay. Okay. Got it?
Yep. Thank you. As y'all saw in those clips, these are the 3 items I picked up. The big Disney TV, the little camcorder, and the fight simulator. So value-wise, the TV is the best, camcorder is second, flight simulator is third. If the camcorder actually worked, it'd be worth the most, I think, basically, based on shipping and all that. But I did not have a way of testing it. I thought I had a Sony charger that I could use to charge that, but it was a different battery size. It wasn't the, I think this one's, never mind, I have to take it out, but it's like an MP50 and I had an MP30 or something like that. So I wasn't able to test it. So the value is for that I used was for parts only. And that's still a pretty good value even for parts only. But for the TV, the average sales price for this TV was $103.92. That's the average of the previous 4 sold listings for that TV. For the camcorder, it was $60.83. And for the flight simulator, it was $35 approximately. So total, those 3 averages together, I'm at $231.33. Minus the cost of goods, which for the TV, I paid $10. I paid $5 for the camcorder and $5 for the flight simulator. So that's $20. Tax is $22. So the total net resale value for these is $209.33. So that's my entry into this challenge. We'll see how it does. I think over $200 is pretty good. But I doubt it'll win. But at least I gave it my best shot, and let's just see how it goes. So here are some clips of other things that I found while doing this challenge but didn't include in my No Comps Challenge actual summary video. This is the second thrift store I went to that day, trying to find something that was worth it. Unfortunately, at this thrift store, I don't pick up a single item at all. This little guy, Duke, from Secret Life of Pets, was $7. That's ridiculous for him. So I definitely don't pick him up. I look at other stuffed animals / plush as well. Sometimes the bunnies can be worth it, but that one didn't have a tag, and I didn't have any way of really looking it up. So I put that one back as well. I put all these back, actually. I don't even pick up one thing, I don't think. But this was a Goodwill in Covington, Louisiana. So basically I made a day out of doing this challenge where I'd go and film. This is actually filmed on my phone, not the GoPro, because it was just, I don't know, I already put up the GoPro and I think I was running out of battery on it maybe after the other challenge. I don't remember. I only have 1 battery for the GoPro, so unfortunately for me, I need to buy some more batteries. I need to be more professional, I guess. But that was Peppa Pig. It could have been worth it. But again, this is no comps. I'm treating this as a no comps challenge, so I can't. I mean, I could have gone back and looked it up, obviously, but while I'm filming this, I couldn't. Sometimes they have new racks as well. They're sitting out. For some reason, this day they didn't have much. Like they had that little cart right there and another one. All those racks on the right are permanent stations. Those aren't stuff that gets put out every day. So those are all permanent items. And here's a lot of glassware, appliances, and other goods that I just don't see anything that sticks out to me as something that would be good for the no comps challenge. And I had already gone to that other thrift store that day, and I knew that Disney TV was worth a decent amount of money. So I didn't want to pick items up here for the no comps challenge if I knew they wouldn't be better than that TV. And I didn't see anything here that was better than that TV. I'm looking at golf clubs, looking at bats. That bat's got a lot of dents. At least it looked like it did to me in it. But I don't pick anything up here. Like I said earlier, there's luggage and stuff like that, lamps, just a bunch of stuff. It's a bigger thrift store. It's bigger than my Goodwills that I have in Baton Rouge, but it just didn't have anything that stuck out to me. I thought about that chair, but I actually need a new chair in my office, an office rolling chair, but I don't have one right now. I was looking at that bag just to see if it said anything interesting on it that might have been worth it, but I don't think that brand was worth it either. Here I'm just going again, looking at this section this time. I'm going to go left and see what's that way. But it's a lot of books, a bunch of more, just random miscellaneous stuff that I don't have any expertise in, especially if I'm doing a no comps challenge. It's going to be really hard for me to pick an item up like that. Here I'm looking at the pots and pans again. I'll look at this pan just in case. I don't see anything that looks good to me, so I do put that one back. I think it was also a little overpriced. Can't really make out what that was, but it wasn't. I don't think it was anything good. It might have been. Who knows? But more pots and pans. I think there's some Rachel Ray there, maybe. Not sure what that one is. Looks decent, but I wind up putting it back as well. And let's see, what else do we got here? More pots and pans. And once again, I only had 30 minutes here, so I don't look at all these pots and pans. I do go back, I believe, and look at them, but not right there. And that's the end of this trip. I just don't see anything that's worth it to me. At the last clip right here, I do pick up this little TV. I'm going to show the comps real quickly for this TV. I don't include this as a challenge, but this TV is worth a decent amount of money. It's a Sony as well, so that makes it worth money. I only paid 10 bucks for it. Here are the comps for this TV. And yeah, $200 for this TV. If y'all stuck around for that footage as well, thank you for sticking around. Thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to leave a like down below. Comment with which one of these 3 items you like the best. And subscribe if you're not subscribed. Thanks for watching.